on Hulu, I watched actually the morning of this recording, Rings. This is from almost a year ago, early February 2017 is when this came out. I watched it. I mean, The Ring, the American one actually, it's probably my favorite horror movie. But I didn't watch it for that reason. I recall seeing in the commercials Aimee Teegarden, and she's not bad on the eyes, so I thought I'd check this out. She doesn't last long. This movie is not good, but, oh yeah, and it sucks, but the thing is, judging sucks in a horror movie after seeing the open house is hard to do. So anyways, bear with me here. Just unexplainably, we have some guy on a plane who's like, I only have a few minutes to live. I saw the tape that kills you. I'm telling some random chick right here. Yep. 5 minutes. Oh, here we go. And then some girl's like, oh, that guy's crazy. What is he talking about? Some tape to kill? Oh no, did you make a recording of it? Hurry. I've seen the tape too. I know what you're supposed to do. All of a sudden, everybody's headrest lights up with the Ring tape. Props for using the actual tape. Like, not trying to recreate it. You know, like actually using the one from 2002. So, that comes aboard. And then, Samara comes out. You know the story of the Ring, okay? So, yeah, if you watch the tape, this possessed tape, you have 7 days and then you die. But the thing is, like, this sequel, it's the third one in the series. It only works if you've at least seen the first one. Because you're kind of expected to know how the tape works. And what happened at the end of it. So, plane crashes. 2 years later, we see Aimee Teegarden, big rack, by the way. She's at some like thrift sale. There's a VCR. She's looking around. And then Jared Galecki, who I'm just going to call Leonard, he shows up. He's like, hey, if you're not going to get that, I can pick it up. I was talking to the owner over here. Some kid from Seattle used to have these videotapes. And he died in a plane crash 2 years ago. Why would this come up? What? The dialogue in this, not good. It's not as bad as the open house, but anyways. Yeah, so he picks up the tape, the VHS, watches the tape that's stuck in it. Boom, he's got 7 days, that creepy stuff. I think the rain is going backwards down his windows. And for some reason, he lives in a house with Aimee Teegarden, considerably younger than him. And they were talking at this sale like they'd never met before. What the hell? So, he's a college professor, and he's actually doing these experiments to look into the soul. You know, there's some kind of secret to this tape. Maybe we can understand it. He has all of these kids watching it. We have this kid. Did they say his name was Holt? Or Colt? I'm going with Holt. He's new to college, won't talk to his girlfriend. She's been trying to find him. She goes to Professor Ham looking for him. Oh, I haven't heard of him. Bye. She follows him to a secret underground lab/hangout where all these kids are like celebrating the Ring tape. And they have these tales. These people, they're supposed to try to get to watch their copy so they don't run out of time. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me, and I'll tell you why. You would think that the person he got to watch his tape was Aimee Teegarden. Her name's Sky, okay? Okay, so wouldn't the priority be, once you figure this out, hey, get her tale first? No, he goes and hooks up all these other kids. And now she's running out of time. She's got like 27 minutes. That's not time to drive back to a house and start playing then copy and have someone watch. She's trying to get the girlfriend, her name's Julia, to watch the tape. Julia, by the way, I picked up on her accent breaking. I'm like, okay, she doesn't sound like a native English tongue. Actress is from Italy, and I think we should just call her not Jessica Alba. So she's going to have to watch the tape so that Sky doesn't die in like 1 minute. But she refused to because she doesn't understand what's happening. She's freaking out. Samara comes out of a flat screen TV, looks at Sky. She dies the way people do in this. You know, suffering the fate of being waterlogged and not eating for 7 days. Or maybe there's some suffocation involved too. I don't know. Yeah, maybe so. I mean, a well's contained. But okay, so what? Anyways, boyfriend Holt shows up, and his whole thing is panicking like a douche. What? Hey, I tried not to. I didn't want you involved in this. You know. Well, he's kind of running out of time some, so she watches the tape for him anyways. Okay, now I'm a part of it. But something weird happened because she kind of interacted with Samara when she was killing Sky. And now she's getting symptoms quicker and different. She tries to copy the tape under the guise of Leonard from Big Bang Theory, and she can't do it. The copy won't work. Oh, your copy version is bigger. Okay, well, what's the deal with that? Oh, it has a video embedded in a video. Bullshit. If at best, maybe you have to post it on YouTube first, and it has an annotation built into it linking to something else. I mean, I could almost buy that better. Anyways, she has a new version of the tape she has to watch with these new hints. So they go and try to look some stuff up. Leonard's kind of being questioned for Sky's death. I don't know how you could pin that on any human. So, yeah. She's been dead for 7 days, but we saw her an hour earlier, said everybody. Anyways, yeah, they head to this town, and they're going to look up Samara, try to learn about her. They retcon stuff, so now she wasn't the daughter of this chick who liked the horses and stuff. No, I mean, I like the idea of her being like kind of infertile, but then getting a kid. And it's like, where did this kid come from? And in the Japanese version, it's like the child of a demon that came out of the water and like seduced the woman and shit. But I like the mystery. Nah, screw that. We have to have some other storyline here. She was adopted by those people in the original movie. She has a birth mom who is learned was holed up beneath a church 30 years ago, even though Samara was like a little girl 40 years ago. Let's just get our timeline completely screwed up. So that happens. We end up with this situation where they're going through the grave and they're looking for the stuff. It's not there, but there's a writing on there that says she'll find you, Julia. And then she's getting pulled to a whale and these visions. A lot of visions in this Julia's having, which she hardly reacts to. Oh, because she's not afraid or something. They come across a blind guy who keeps an eye on, but doesn't, the graveyard. He tells them some stuff. The gal operating the bed and breakfast had a niece that used to hang out with this missing other girl, Evelyn. It's like, or is that your niece? Like, it's just fuzzy storytelling. Eventually, they decide to go into the church. Julia breaks in, has a look around, digs into the ground for a bit. Oh, there's someone coming that way. There's someone over here. Shit. Anyways, finds this chamber where this gal Evelyn was kept. Figures out that Evelyn was Samara's mom, and that the preacher must have raped her and like kept her down here and stuff, and was fathering the demon kid. Well, they piece a few things together because they don't meet anybody. That the blind guy was the preacher, and so now they know who the dad is, and he's bad. He's the one who did this to Evelyn and caused Samara. And, we just end up with this weird situation like that. Well, she's getting in a fight with the blind guy. He blinded himself so that he couldn't have the visions that Samara couldn't get them. Not the worst idea. I mean, that's one way to defeat the tape, and that's probably actually my favorite thing about this, is seeing other people defeat the ring in different ways. But, he's having his little don't breathe fight with not Jessica Alba, Julia. Her boyfriend comes in. He gets beat up some, whatever. This is just kind of going back and forth. They find some bones in the wall, magically enough. And it's a little confusing because it's like, whose bones are these? It's said to be Samara's. But what was to tell us that maybe they weren't looking for Evelyn? Because, like, we've already done the thing where we found Samara in the well. And then it wasn't enough just to bury her somewhere. No, now her bones are getting moved around. What about Evelyn? Doesn't it seem like maybe there was a new attacker to be introduced? Nope. I guess it's Samara. Because then Samara comes out of a phone that was playing the tape. Because I guess Julia was running out of time. And looks at the blind guy, fixes his eyes, and then kills him. And then all looks like it's good, but we've seen this kind of ending before in the original The Ring. So they wake up the next day after shacking up, I guess. Julia takes a shower. Holt's checking the voicemail from Sheldon, who, by the way, died in a car electrocution accident earlier, but it wasn't really worth mentioning. Saying, hey, I know something about that braille on her hand. We got to talk about this. So her boyfriend manages to, like, Google image search braille or something, slowly deciphering it. At the same time, the Ring tape is getting spread across email, and people are instantly replying, hey, that's so cool. Girlfriend in the shower's hand starts to look weird. She picks at it a bit, looks in the mirror. They learn that the braille that was branded on her hand earlier in the movie from an encounter with Samara, it reads Rebirth. And now she's Samara. Her soul got put into Julia, not Jessica Alba. Is that just a bunch of dumb, conflicting ideas or what? Like, this isn't incompetent. It looks big budget. It's also not scary. It has a lot of jump scares where the original got by on atmosphere and being repulsive in ways. Like, really, it would shock you in that way. Like, what did I just watch? It set things up. Gore Verbinski did a bang-out job with and when I say original, I mean the American remake. It does a decent job of emulating the look, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, hell, The Ring made about as much sense as something supernatural could. I guess I need to figure out who's breaking into what car over there. I give Rings 2 out of 4 stars.